The one mental habit that separates winners from losers. Most men fail not because they lack talent, not because they are unlucky, not because they work less. The difference is one mental habit. The men who win in life, who are respected, successful, and disciplined, practice it daily. The men who fail, who chase validation, react impulsively, and give up when things get hard, ignore it completely. That habit is self-discipline. Self-discipline is the ability to act according to your values, not your feelings. It is doing what must be done, even when you do not want to do it. It separates temporary effort from lasting results. Winners follow routines consistently. They wake up early even on lazy mornings. They train, study, and work when motivation is low. Losers wait for inspiration. They quit when it is inconvenient. They prioritize comfort over growth. Discipline is not flashy. It is boring, repetitive, and quiet. Yet that quiet consistency compounds over time. Each disciplined choice adds to a chain of advantage. Miss one day, the chain weakens. Stick to the habit, and momentum grows steadily. Over years, small daily acts define your life. They shape respect, authority, and success. The mental habit of discipline determines who wins and who loses. Section 1. The Stoic Foundation. Marcus Aurelius taught that controlling your inner world is the first step to mastering life. If you cannot master your thoughts, your impulses, your daily choices, external success will always slip away. The Stoics called this self-mastery. It is the foundation of every achievement. Without it, no skill, opportunity, or connection can create lasting results. Self-mastery begins with awareness. You must observe your thoughts and reactions without judgment. Notice when impulses push you toward comfort, distraction, or reactivity. Control is not suppression. It is guided choice. You choose your actions based on principles, not fleeting emotions. The mind shapes behavior. The disciplined mind shapes habits. Habits define outcomes. Without control, talent and knowledge are wasted. Without control, opportunities pass unnoticed. Without control, relationships falter under impulse and poor judgment. Stoics practiced daily reflection. They asked, did I act intentionally today? Did I allow emotion to dictate my choices? Mastery of yourself becomes invisible power. It protects your reputation, your focus, and your progress. It earns respect silently, long before anyone notices. Inner discipline is non-negotiable. Every day you practice it, you reinforce your foundation. Every day you neglect it, you weaken the structure of success. Control your inner world first. The external world then becomes manageable. That is the Stoic foundation of winning men. Section 2. Why self-discipline wins. Winners control themselves. They follow routines even when tired. They act even when bored. They pause before reacting. Losers act on impulse. They chase pleasure. They avoid discomfort. They let emotions dictate their actions. Self-discipline ensures consistency. Consistency compounds over years. Small controlled choices build massive advantage. Discipline allows winners to stay on track. They finish projects, even when enthusiasm fades. They keep commitments, even when inconvenient. Impulse-driven men quit at the first challenge. They skip workouts, tasks, or responsibilities. They let short-term comfort override long-term gain. Winners stack small victories daily. One disciplined action after another creates momentum. Momentum turns into results, results into authority, and authority into respect. Discipline also protects your energy. You avoid unnecessary arguments, distractions, and regret. Every controlled choice preserves focus for what truly matters. Emotional stability is part of self-discipline. Pausing before reacting prevents mistakes. Measured responses create trust and credibility. Over time, disciplined behavior becomes identity. You no longer act on whims or moods. Your standards guide your actions automatically. In the long run, discipline separates winners from losers. Talent, luck, and opportunity matter less. The man who masters himself always maintains an edge. Section 3. Daily habit in action. Discipline looks boring. It looks repetitive. It looks quiet. Wake up at the same time every day. Work when you do not feel like it. Train even when no one is watching. Study instead of scrolling. These small, consistent actions stack. One disciplined day may feel meaningless, but repeated daily, they define winners. Consistency is invisible in the moment. No one cheers for the man who resists temptation. No one notices when he completes another ordinary task. Yet that quiet work compounds. A single disciplined week creates momentum. A single disciplined year creates mastery. Daily discipline builds mental toughness. You learn to act despite discomfort. You learn to follow through when motivation fades. Small habits guard your future. One skipped workout, one ignored task, one impulsive decision, small losses accumulate. One extra hour of focus, one disciplined choice, one controlled response, small wins compound. Discipline protects your attention. It prevents wasted energy. It allows you to focus on what moves your life forward. Winners stack disciplined days without fanfare. Losers chase shortcuts and instant gratification. Over time, the difference is enormous. The habit of daily discipline becomes part of your identity. You are no longer someone who acts only when inspired. You are someone who acts consistently, no matter the circumstance. Master the small daily habits. The results will follow. Your life will reflect the quiet power of disciplined action. Section 4. Emotional control. Most men are reactive. They let moods decide their behavior. They argue when criticized. They panic when challenged. Winners pause. They think. They act with clarity. Emotions do not control their decisions. Emotional discipline protects their energy and reputation. It also influences how others respond to them. Reacting impulsively always carries a cost. One angry outburst can damage relationships, opportunities, and trust. One panicked decision can undo months of effort. Controlled responses, on the other hand, build credibility. People notice stability. They trust calm, measured men more than loud or reactive ones. Emotional control requires awareness. You must recognize triggers before they lead to reaction. Pause, breathe, evaluate, then respond intentionally. Discipline trains the mind to act from principle, not feeling. You do not give power to external events. You maintain authority over yourself. Over time, emotional control becomes automatic. You respond consistently, regardless of circumstance. People begin to adjust to your calm, not the other way around. Energy is preserved. Decisions improve. Opportunities increase. Composure becomes a silent signal of strength. Winners do not let temporary emotions dictate long-term results. They master feelings, not suppress them. Emotional discipline is the difference between impulsive failure and calculated success. Section 5. Long-term impact. Self-discipline builds credibility. It builds trust. It builds respect. Years of repeated, controlled action led to authority. People notice patterns, not words. The habit you practice daily defines your legacy. Authority is earned quietly over time. No single action creates it. It forms from consistency, reliability, and integrity. When others see that you follow through on your commitments, they know you can be trusted in bigger matters. Your reputation becomes a reflection of your discipline. Trust grows naturally when your behavior matches your word. People stop questioning your decisions. They begin to rely on your judgment. Consistency also influences opportunities. Those who act with discipline attract mentors, allies, and partners. They are invited into situations where impulsive men are ignored. Over years, disciplined habits become identity. You are no longer a man who struggles with self-control. You are a man who embodies it. Discipline shapes long-term success. It protects you from the consequences of fleeting impulses. It turns small, daily victories into an unshakable position in life. The man who practices control consistently earns authority silently. Words are unnecessary. Presence alone signals strength and reliability. In the end, self-discipline determines your legacy. It separates the men who achieve lasting success from those who fall short. What you do every day matters more than what you say or hope for. Section 6. Practical steps. Start with small choices. Pause before reacting. Control your speech. Follow routines. Complete tasks even when inconvenient. Small actions build the foundation of self-discipline. Every controlled choice strengthens your willpower. Every avoided impulse reinforces your authority over yourself. Review your progress nightly. Ask yourself, where did I succeed? Where did I give into weakness? Adjust tomorrow based on what you learn. Reinforce what worked. Celebrate small wins privately. They remind you of your capability to follow through. Over time, control becomes automatic. You no longer need constant reminders or motivation. Discipline becomes part of your nature. Your identity shifts to that of a disciplined man. You act consistently without relying on fleeting emotion. Your habits define your character, not your moods. Track your habits. Measure your progress. Hold yourself accountable. Discipline grows when promises to yourself are kept. Even small, repeated efforts create massive long-term advantage. Ignore them, and you stagnate. Respect, influence, and success all follow the man who masters himself. Section 7 Identity Shift. Do not try to force success. Become the man who naturally earns it. A disciplined mind creates disciplined actions. A disciplined life creates winners. Your habits shape your results. Identity drives behavior. If you see yourself as inconsistent, you will act inconsistently. If you see yourself as disciplined, you will protect that standard automatically. Your actions will align with the person you believe yourself to be. The shift begins internally. You stop negotiating with yourself. You stop seeking external validation for your choices. When identity changes, habits follow effortlessly. Discipline becomes automatic. Consistency no longer relies on willpower alone. Your reputation starts to reflect your identity. Others notice reliability, calmness, and control. Authority is no longer demanded, it is observed. The man who embodies discipline commands respect. He does not chase results. He produces them quietly. His life becomes a reflection of daily, intentional choices. Focus on becoming the man first. The results, success, influence, and respect follow naturally. Identity precedes action, and action secures lasting victory. Conclusion. The one mental habit that separates winners from losers is self-discipline. Control your actions. Control your emotions. Control your choices. Winners stack disciplined days. Losers stack excuses. If you want more Stoic lessons on discipline, success, and mental strength, subscribe and turn on notifications. Ask yourself, where can you practice more control today? What small habit could change your trajectory starting now? Discipline is built one choice at a time. Every moment you resist impulse, focus on what matters, and act intentionally, you strengthen your edge over others. Remember, success is not about luck or talent. It is about repeated, controlled actions that accumulate over months and years. Start small, stay consistent, and let discipline define your life.